My child, can you give me 1 minute? Just one quiet moment, one breath. One small pause where you stop running from your thoughts long enough to hear my voice again. Please do not scroll away too quickly. Please do not rush past this moment the way you have rushed past so many quiet moments before. Because this is not random. This is not an accident. Heaven brought you here on purpose. Out of every video you have watched tonight, out of every distraction fighting for your attention, out of every direction your mind could have wandered, you stopped here. And something inside you already feels different. Your breathing slowed down, your thoughts became quieter, your spirit softened for a moment. That is not coincidence. That is my presence reaching toward you. My child, I know how tired you have been lately. Not just physically tired, soul tired, emotionally tired. Mentally exhausted from carrying too much for too long. You have been trying so hard to keep yourself together, trying to stay strong, trying to keep functioning, while parts of your heart quietly collapse inside you. And because life became so loud, you stopped hearing yourself breathe. You stopped feeling peace. You stopped slowing down long enough to hear me clearly. But tonight, I stepped into your moments. Because your heart was drifting deeper into exhaustion than you realized, and I could not stay silent any longer. My child, you have been carrying things you were never meant to carry alone. You have been holding pressure inside your chest for so long that exhaustion started feeling normal. You learned how to smile while emotionally overwhelmed. You learned how to say, I'm okay, even when your thoughts felt heavy enough to crush you. You learned how to comfort other people while secretly wishing someone would comfort you too. You became the strong one, the dependable one, the calm one, the one who keeps showing up even while silently falling apart inside. And because people saw your strength, they stopped noticing your exhaustion. So you carried more and more and more, until your spirit became tired in ways you could not explain. You stopped resting emotionally. You stopped slowing down mentally. You stopped allowing yourself to feel deeply because feeling deeply hurt too much. So little by little, you became numb. Not because you stopped loving, not because you stopped caring, not because you stopped believing in me, but because surviving became easier than feeling. And I saw every moment of it. I saw the nights you stared into darkness trying to calm your thoughts. I saw the mornings you woke up already emotionally tired. I saw the silent tears you hid from everyone else. I saw the moments when your chest felt heavy, but you could not explain why. I saw the moments you whispered, God, I can't keep doing this alone. And my child, every one of those prayers reached heaven. My child, you did not drift away from me all at once. It happened slowly, quietly, one exhausting day at a time, one distracted moment at a time, one postponed prayer at a time, one emotional shutdown at a time. You kept telling yourself, I'll come back later, I'll slow down later, I'll pray later. But life kept getting louder, your responsibilities kept growing heavier, your emotions kept becoming harder to carry. And little by little, your spirit became quieter. Not because you stopped loving me, not because you stopped believing, but because you were surviving more than you were living. You became so focused on making it through the day that you forgot how to rest inside my presence. You became so used to emotional pressure that peace started feeling unfamiliar. You became so overwhelmed mentally that silence itself began making you uncomfortable. So you distracted yourself. You stayed busy. You kept moving. You kept scrolling. You kept numbing the ache inside your chest because slowing down meant finally feeling everything you had buried. And I watched all of it with compassion, not disappointment. Not anger, compassion. Because I knew your heart was not rebellious, your heart was tired. I saw your spirit becoming numb from carrying too much alone. I saw your hope growing thinner. I saw your joy fading quietly. I saw you losing connection to the parts of yourself that once felt alive, and my child, I could not allow you to disappear into that numbness without reaching for you. That is why I interrupted your moment tonight. My child, every prayer you whispered reached me. Even the quiet ones, even the broken ones, even the prayers spoken through tears and exhaustion. You thought your prayers were too weak, too emotional, too inconsistent, too small. But heaven never ignored a single cry from your heart. I heard every, please help me, every, I can't do this anymore, every, God, where are you? Every trembling whisper you breathed into darkness when nobody else knew how much pain you were carrying. I heard it all. I held every prayer carefully. I stayed close during every silent breakdown. I watched you try to keep yourself together while secretly begging for relief inside. And my child, answers have already started moving towards your life in ways you cannot yet see. That is why I needed your attention tonight. Because breakthrough moments are often missed by exhausted hearts. Blessings are often overlooked by distracted minds. Healing is often delayed by emotional numbness. And you have been so tired lately that you almost stopped expecting anything good to happen anymore. You almost gave up hoping. You almost convinced yourself nothing would change. You almost accepted survival as your permanent reality. But heaven is interrupting that lie tonight. Because something beautiful is approaching your life. Something healing, something restorative, something your exhausted spirit desperately needs. And I refuse to let you miss it because your heart became too tired to receive it. My child, listen carefully to me now. I never left you, not during the heartbreak, not during the loneliness, not during the exhaustion, not during the confusion, not during the nights when your chest hurt from holding too much inside. I was there through all of it. I stood beside you when you cried silently into your pillow. I stood beside you when anxiety kept your mind awake. I stood beside you when disappointment crushed your hope again. I stood beside you during the mornings when getting out of bed felt emotionally impossible. I stood beside you during the moments you felt forgotten by everyone else. And even when you could not feel me clearly, I was still holding your spirit together. You survived because heaven stayed close. You kept breathing because my presence surrounded you more than you realized. You made it through nights that should have broken you because I refused to abandon you. My child, your pain never pushed me away. It pulled me closer. Your fear never disgusted me. It stirred compassion inside heaven. Your exhaustion never made me disappointed in you. It made me want to hold you even tighter. You are not too emotional for me, not too broken, not too weak, not too exhausted, not too lost. I see the parts of you nobody else sees, and I still love you completely. So tonight, please stop running for one moment. Stop carrying tomorrow before it arrives. Stop replaying old pain every time silence appears. Stop believing you must survive every battle alone. And just breathe with me here. Let your shoulders rest. Let your thoughts slow down. Let your spirit soften again. You do not have to hold yourself together every second. You do not have to pretend you are stronger than you feel. You do not have to keep hiding how tired you really are, because heaven already sees everything. And heaven still chooses you, my child. The parts of you that feel weak tonight are not failures. They are wounds asking for healing. The parts of you that feel exhausted are not signs that you are broken beyond repair. They are signs that you have carried too much for too long. And tonight, I am asking you to let me carry some of that weight with you. Let me quiet the noise. Let me steady your thoughts. Let me remind your heart what peace feels like again. Because your story is not over. Your healing is not over. Your hope is not over. Your purpose is not over. And one day, you will look back at this season of your life and realize that even during your darkest nights, heaven never stopped holding you. And if these messages continue bringing peace into your spirit, stay with us on this journey of faith. Subscribe and continue walking with God through these moments of healing, hope, and quiet strength. You are never alone.